What Ryan Reynolds, has seemingly done, right, is used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie, but he's used it, on Deadpool and to make fun of Justin Baldoni.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have always been Hollywood's golden couple, the epitome of charm, humor, and relationship goals. But behind the glamorous red carpets and viral Twitter exchanges, something darker seems to be brewing. What if their picture-perfect image is hiding a scandal that could shake the very foundation of their reputations? Recently, Blake Lively shocked the world by filing a lawsuit against her It Ends With Us. Co-star and director Justin Baldoni, the allegations, harassment, manipulation, and a smear campaign that Blake claims was designed to ruin her career. But here's where things get even murkier. Justin isn't just denying the accusations. He's fighting back with explosive claims of his own, suggesting that Blake and Ryan might be leveraging their combined star power to control the narrative. And Ryan, he's not sitting on the sidelines. From rumored confrontations to subtle jabs in his films, his involvement has added a whole new layer of intrigue to this already messy feud. Could it be that Hollywood's favorite couple is no longer playing fair? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this unfolding drama. The lawsuits, the media manipulations, and the behind-the-scenes chaos that has everyone in Tinseltown talking. It all started when Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of harassment and manipulation during the production of It Ends With Us. The lawsuit sent shockwaves through Hollywood, with Blake alleging that Justin created a toxic work environment, undermined her professionalism, and even launched a smear campaign to tarnish her reputation. But this wasn't just another case of workplace drama. Blake's accusations painted Justin as a villain, claiming he harassed her behind the scenes and used his influence to spread negative stories about her in the media. She even suggested that Justin's actions were part of a calculated effort to discredit her and distract from the success of the movie. Justin, however, has vehemently denied the allegations, calling them baseless and part of an elaborate narrative orchestrated by Blake to shift public perception in her favor. His team insists that Blake's lawsuit is less about seeking justice and more about protecting her carefully crafted public image. Adding fuel to the fire is Ryan Reynolds, who has been publicly supporting his wife in this legal battle. But his involvement has raised eyebrows, with many wondering if he's simply standing by Blake or if he's actively helping her control the narrative. This lawsuit is no ordinary Hollywood feud. It's a high-stakes battle involving legal teams, PR campaigns, and conflicting accounts, with both sides determined to emerge victorious. But as the dust begins to settle, cracks are starting to appear in Blake's seemingly perfect public image.
Now you see text messages in this lawsuit from Blake Lively comparing herself to the heroine of Game of Thrones, the fiercest female character we've seen in years, Khaleesi. And that's what Blake Lively says in a text message, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
As the lawsuit unfolded, reports from behind the scenes of It Ends With Us began to surface, painting a much more complex picture of what really happened. According to multiple sources, the tension between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni wasn't just about creative differences. It was a full-blown power struggle. Blake was accused of being controlling and self-centered during production, allegedly demanding changes to the script and taking over key decisions that sidelined Justin, who was not only her co-star, but also the film's director. Some crew members described the atmosphere as tense, claiming Blake turned the movie into a one-woman show, overshadowing the rest of the cast and the film's original message. Even during the press tour, Blake's focus seemed to be on herself rather than the project. When asked about the movie's themes of domestic violence and resilience, Blake reportedly steered the conversation toward her personal brand, promoting her hair care line instead of addressing the film's critical message. It was a move that left many questioning her priorities. Meanwhile, Justin was trying to stay on course, using the movie as a platform to raise awareness about domestic violence, an issue central to Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, which inspired the film. But as the drama behind the scenes intensified, it became clear that Blake's star power was overshadowing everything else. including Justin's efforts to focus on the story's deeper meaning. The final blow came when rumors spread that Blake was using her connections to control the narrative in the media. Accusations surfaced that her PR team was planting stories to cast Justin in a negative light, further fueling the already volatile situation. As the public caught wind of the unfolding drama, the battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni spilled into the media, with both sides presenting vastly different narratives. At the center of this media frenzy was a scathing report by the New York Times, which seemed to bolster Blake's claims of harassment and manipulation. But Justin's legal team was quick to fire back, accusing the publication of cherry-picking evidence and omitting key context to paint a biased picture. According to Justin, Blake's PR team worked hand-in-hand with the media to craft a narrative that positioned her as the victim while vilifying him. His lawyers claimed that text messages were taken out of context, emojis were removed to strip them of their lighthearted tone, and the overall story was manipulated to fit Blake's version of events. These allegations, if true, suggest a calculated PR campaign aimed at swaying public opinion in her favor. Blake's reputation as Hollywood's golden girl initially shielded her from scrutiny. Fans rallied behind her, viewing her as a strong, empowered woman standing up against injustice. But as more details emerged, cracks began to form in her image. Critics started questioning whether Blake was using her platform not just to expose wrongdoing, but to silence Justin and protect her own career. Meanwhile, Justin wasn't about to let the court of public opinion dictate his fate. He filed a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times, alleging defamation and intentional misrepresentation. His team presented what they claimed were the unedited messages, painting a very different picture of the events in question. As the media circus continued, the lines between truth and spin became increasingly blurred. Was Blake genuinely fighting for justice, or was this a carefully orchestrated power move? And could Justin's countersuit expose the darker side of Hollywood's PR machinery? As Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni escalated, Ryan Reynolds stepped into the fray, bringing his signature wit, and some say hostility, with him. Known for his sharp humor and charm, Ryan's involvement in this drama has added a new layer of intrigue, but it's also raised eyebrows about his role in the escalating tensions. One of the most talked about incidents occurred during a private meeting at Blake and Ryan's New York apartment. According to Justin, the meeting turned confrontational when Ryan accused him of body-shaming Blake during production. Reports claim that Ryan demanded an apology, but when Justin refused to admit to something he says he didn't do, Ryan allegedly lost his temper, making the confrontation an emotionally charged moment for everyone involved.
Well-founded that it's Taylor Swift, her BFF, at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative who was there, the production team behind the movie, and her biggest takeaway was, "I am very sorry that I let him get away with doing that to Justin. It was so nasty."
But Ryan's involvement didn't stop there. Fans quickly noticed a peculiar scene in Deadpool 3, where Ryan's character, Nice Pool, appears to take a direct jab at Justin. The character, a sarcastic man-bun-wearing feminist, makes jokes about monetizing women's movements and appears to mimic Justin's own persona and advocacy work. Justin's legal team called the scene a clear attempt to mock him, claiming it blurred the lines between Ryan's personal vendetta and professional work. While some fans found the scene humorous, others questioned whether it was appropriate to inject personal disputes into a blockbuster film. Critics argue that Ryan's approach could undermine the seriousness of Blake's allegations, casting doubt on their intentions as a couple. Was this just a case of Ryan defending his wife, or was he using his platform to discredit Justin in the public eye? Ryan's actions have certainly intensified the feud, but they've also exposed a potential double-edged sword for Blake. As the public debates whether Ryan's humor is crossing the line, his involvement may inadvertently weaken her case by making the situation look more like a personal vendetta than a legitimate legal battle. The fallout from this feud has been nothing short of seismic, with both sides entangled in a web of lawsuits, accusations, and public scrutiny. Justin Baldoni, determined to clear his name, filed a $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times. His team alleges that the publication, influenced by Blake Lively's PR machine, deliberately twisted facts and omitted key context to support her narrative. According to Justin, the story included altered text messages and misrepresented interactions, turning what he claims were innocuous exchanges into damning evidence against him. Meanwhile, Blake's lawsuit continues to face challenges as new details emerge, casting doubt on her claims. Critics argue that her actions, both on set and in the media, reveal a pattern of behavior aimed at protecting her image, even if it means dragging others down. Justin's legal team is already using these narratives to question Blake's credibility, suggesting that her lawsuit is less about justice and more about maintaining her status as Hollywood's golden girl. Ryan Reynolds' involvement has also complicated matters. While his public support for Blake was initially seen as a husband standing by his wife, his actions, like the alleged jab at Justin in Deadpool 3, have sparked debate about whether he's crossing professional boundaries. Legal experts warn that such actions could backfire, potentially undermining Blake's case by making it appear more like a personal vendetta than a legitimate claim of wrongdoing. The stakes couldn't be higher for all parties involved. For Blake and Ryan, this feud risks tarnishing their carefully cultivated public personas, turning them from Hollywood's power couple into a controversial pair under scrutiny. For Justin, the legal battles could determine not only his reputation, but also his career in the industry. As the lawsuits unfold, the public is left questioning. Are we witnessing a genuine fight for justice, or is this just another example of Hollywood's elite using their influence to control the narrative?
And weirdly, 1 hour later, I had our pitch with Kevin Feige and all the Marvel people, and Sean and I were going to tell them that we're going to punt for a year or two and come back to this later when we all have like a clearer head and stuff. So on that Zoom with those guys, we just pivoted and literally made up out of thin air the story of Deadpool and Wolverine, which is actually what we ended up. Sometimes when you're just so full of and you go with it, you end up actually kind of hitting the bullseye.
With each new revelation, the feud between Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni becomes harder to untangle. At its core, this isn't just a battle of legal claims, it's a clash of power, influence, and public perception. Blake and Ryan's combined star power has undoubtedly shaped the narrative, with their loyal fanbase and media connections amplifying their side of the story. But as details of their behind-the-scenes actions come to light, like allegations of PR manipulation, sidelining co-stars, and personal jabs in blockbuster films, critics are beginning to question their motives. Are they genuinely standing up for what's right, or are they weaponizing their influence to silence opposition and protect their own reputations? On the other side, Justin Baldoni is fighting to salvage his career and credibility. His lawsuits and public statements suggest he's determined to expose what he sees as a calculated smear campaign against him. But even with his evidence and counterclaims, going up against Hollywood royalty, like Blake and Ryan, is no easy task. For fans, this drama is more than just another celebrity feud. It's a window into the high-stakes world of Hollywood power dynamics. Who really holds the upper hand in this battle? Is Blake a victim seeking justice, or a savvy starlet rewriting the story to her advantage? And does Ryan's involvement reveal a protective husband, or a calculated player willing to blur personal and professional lines? In the end, this feud may reveal as much about Hollywood's darker side as it does about the people involved. Whether it's a power play or a massive misstep, one thing is clear. In Tinseltown, reputations can rise or fall in the blink of an eye. As the dust continues to settle, or perhaps rise, around this Hollywood feud, one thing is certain. This story is far from over. The legal battles, the public disputes, and the mounting scrutiny have turned what started as a professional disagreement into one of the most talked about controversies in recent memory. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds remain a powerhouse couple, but the cracks in their seemingly perfect image are becoming harder to ignore. For Justin Baldoni, the stakes couldn't be higher as he fights to clear his name and salvage his career amidst an onslaught of allegations and media spin. But perhaps the real takeaway lies in what this feud reveals about the world of celebrity culture. In a place where image is everything, how far will people go to protect it? And when power and influence collide with truth, can justice ever truly prevail? What do you think? Is this a case of Hollywood's elite exposing genuine injustice, or a power play gone too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, because in the world of Tinseltown, every story has more than one side. Alright, show's over. Hungry for more twists? You know where to find us. Keep that popcorn hot, we'll handle the drama. Want to catch the next showdown in real time? Hit subscribe and buckle up.